Hi guys, so it's been a couple of days since the grandiose speech that Netanyahu had in the Congress, and since then there were a couple of videos that were pretty cool, but none of them were as cool as, at least that I saw, as the one that I'm gonna react to right now. And luckily, one of you guys also noticed it and actually asked for me to react to this video, which I really appreciate because this video is awesome. So this title is Rashida Tlaib calls Netanyahu war criminal in US Congress. Major Gaurav Arya unfolds Hamas link. Okay, let's watch. I'm telling you, it's awesome. I love Major Gaurav Arya so much. When he roasts people, it's amazing.
Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, went and gave a blistering speech. Rashida Tlaib, she held up a placard reading war criminal. Now, this Rashida Tlaib is a fraud. You should have stayed in the dustbin that you came from. Why did you ever enter the United States of America? This person has 150 members in his family. This is exactly the reason why Palestinians don't have good doctors and engineers. You have officially become Iran's useful idiots. Some of these protesters hold up signs proclaiming gays for Gaza. They might as well hold up signs saying chickens for KFC. I dare them.
I'm so happy somebody enjoyed that overused joke, I guess. If you're a middle-aged man from India, you might have not heard that joke yet. I mean, it was funny anyways, but I was like, it was my only complaint during the live. I was like, no, why are you reusing such an old joke? I want some new materials, but no. But I guess it is funny when a prime minister says it, because it's like, yeah.
Forget about the USA. Go and protest in a Muslim country. Why don't you protest in Jordan or in Yemen? She is a poison spewing snake. Rashida Tlaib, go back to Gaza. That's where you belong.
Listen, don't you think our hit list long enough? Why do we need to add her to the list? Just, do your job. She managed to get to the Congress. Just find, you don't even need to find it. Everything is out there in the open. Just, address the fact that she's probably definitely 1% betraying the US, and going against the country she's supposed to be representing, and then just judge her for betrayal. One day.
Jen friends, I'm Major Gaurav and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, went and gave a blistering speech inside the US Congress where he vowed total victory against Hamas and condemned American opponents of the war in Gaza. Now, this was a scathing speech to the US Congress. Now, what happened was that while the Israeli PM was addressing the US Congress, a Democratic representative called Rashida Tlaib, who's also the only Palestinian American.
She was going with this war criminal sign, and I was thinking, I know she thinks she talks about Netanyahu, but I think that it is very appropriate because she's literally tagging herself I'm a war criminal. That's how I look at it. I know she thinks it's about Netanyahu, but to be honest, she just looks like she's confessing. To me, at least, that's how she looks like.
Palestinian American member of the Congress, she held up a placard reading war criminal, guilty of genocide. This was obviously...
I don't know if she's guilty of genocide, but she's definitely planning one, so...
This was obviously for Benjamin Netanyahu, and she was protesting his presence. She also wore a Palestinian flag pin and a kafia, which is the checked towel that they wear, and linked with the Palestinian struggle for over half a century. That is what she says. And after Netanyahu's address, she posted a picture on Twitter.
All symbols invented by the West, by the way, have nothing to do with genuine... there is no Palestinian identity. I just remembered there are going to be zero symbols, obviously.
Now X, in which she's holding a placard reading guilty of genocide with the caption, I will never back down speaking truth to power. Now this Rashida Tlaib is a fraud. And I think she should be in prison for fraud.
Thank you. I agree with you. I think she should be in prison not for fraud, but for betrayal.
This woman, I don't know why she came to the United States of America.
Easy to sabotage it from within.
She should have stayed in Palestine if she loves Palestine so much. Well, you should have stayed in the dustbin that you came from. Why did you ever enter the United States of America? Such people, ladies and gentlemen, are absolute traitors.
They're not. They want to bring down Israel and establish a worldwide caliphate, and bringing down the US is part of their agenda. There is no such thing as Palestine. The only thing that bothers them, like the moment in their fantasy, right, they will remove Israel, there are not going to be a Palestine there. There's going to be nothing. It's going to go back to being absolutely shithole.
And I think the US was stupid to take a person like Rashida Tlaib and give her an American passport.
Yes.
This is how you effectively create a fifth column inside your own country. Now, Rashida Tlaib, vocal critic of Israel's actions in Gaza, was also accompanied by an invited guest, Hani al-Madhoun. Hani al-Madhoun is a Palestinian person who has lost more than 150 members of his extended family since Israel launched this war.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this person has 150 members in his family. This is exactly the reason why Palestinians don't have good doctors and engineers.
This is... I love you.
Because this is what they're doing 24/7. A day before Netanyahu's address to the US Congress, Rashida Tlaib even called for Netanyahu's arrest and that he should be sent to the International Criminal Court. She even went on to say, since 1948, the US has provided more than 141 billion in weapons to the Israeli government to fund the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, including 17.9 billion since October. Netanyahu's apartheid regime has already slaughtered over 39,000 Palestinians in Gaza, including 15,000 children.
That is like every other day in a typical Arab regime.
This woman named Rashida Tlaib, who wants peace and ceasefire in this ongoing Israel-Hamas war, is the same woman to have alleged links to the terrorist group Hamas in an article published in Canary Mission, right? A group dedicated to fighting anti-Semitism in the United States. On October 25th, this article states that Tlaib had extensive funds tied to the Hamas terror group. Canary Mission states that...
No way. Are you saying Rashida Tlaib is connected to the Hamas? No way. Oh my God.
Tlaib used to, run the Facebook group PAC USA, which is Palestinian American Congress USA, for her congressional campaign.
For those who are confused, again, I made several videos about it. Like, why would women cooperate with an Islamic regime that will force them to wear hijab? First of all, the human delusion is boundless. And second is because they are part of this pyramid scheme, and therefore by doing what they're doing, they are ensuring that they would have privileges that the common folk are not going to have. And this is just their way, they're going to, whoever has the most power in those pyramid schemes that called Islam, they make the rules, they don't really care about. But they're going to force everyone else to follow Islam to a T. And her head is gonna get chopped at one point or another, but until then, that power trip, priceless. Like, they love their power trips, don't they?
This group, Canary said, shared pro-terrorism, anti-Semitic and Nazi propaganda content. The group no longer exists, but had over 12,000 members in June 2020. Additionally, the Canary Mission claims that Tlaib founded the group called Black for Palestine, an organization they describe as an anti-American, anti-Israel and pro-terror hate group. The group allegedly works...
Don't you love that there is a Black for Palestine group? I know, like, people making fun of the KFC, Chicken for KFC, Queer for Palestine movement. But seriously, like, there is an actual neighborhood where the ghetto in Gaza, where all the blacks are living, that is called the neighborhood of the slaves.
Allegedly works alongside the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, PFLP, which is designated as a foreign terror organization in the United States of America. It is important to note that the group Tlaib founded was apparently posted in support of registered terrorist organizations. In this Facebook group, they posted content in support of registered terrorist organizations more than 100 times. Canary Mission claimed that Tlaib has links to at least 3 Hamas-linked activists whom she employed to fundraise for her 2018 election campaign. The 3 fundraisers named were Salah Sarsour, Rafiq Jaber, and Abdel Baset Hamiel, were somehow connected to Hamas, be it spreading Hamas's propaganda in the US or it's working as a representative of Hamas. So they were working as representatives of Hamas. A New York Times report says that after the October 7th attack, in which Hamas attackers killed about 1,200 people, Israelis and Jews, and took about 240 hostages, Rashida Tlaib was one of the 10 House members who voted against a resolution to condemn Hamas and reaffirm a $3.3 billion a year in US military assistance to Israel. Netanyahu's message for protesters, as per the sources, the Secret Service is investigating reports that protesters gained access to the hotel building where Netanyahu is staying in Washington, D.C., releasing bugs in the hotel and pulling fire alarms on the day of Netanyahu's speech. There were protests both outside and inside the U.S. Capitol complex.
This is why I love Arabs. They cannot really hide their real intentions, no matter how much they start with, yes, we want peace. 5 minutes later, they cannot hold it. They cannot hold the urge to say yeah, we want to kill Jews. We want to bring down the West. We want to burn American flags. No, I love them so much for it. Really, their honesty saves us from lunatics with delusions who don't want to face reality, because they make us face reality every time those people with delusions take over.
To what Netanyahu said, when the tyrants of Tehran who hang gays from cranes and murder women for not covering their hair are praising, promoting and funding you, you have officially become Iran's useful idiots. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu mocked gay pro-Palestinian protesters in his speech, and he said some of these protesters hold up signs proclaiming gays for Gaza. They might as well hold up signs saying chickens for KFC. After listening to Netanyahu's speech, I feel that he's not going to stop. Israel is not going to end the war till Hamas is completely wiped out or surrenders, until the last hostage is returned to Israel. Now,
many Gazans on Twitter also realized it was a bliss reading their final realization. We're oh shit, we're screwed. I was wow, I thought our left is delusional, but they are way more delusional. I don't know, actually. I kind of, can we make a competition about how delusional people are? Is the left more delusional, or are the Gazans more delusional? It's amazing. They thought after all of we've been fighting for 10 months now, they thought they can keep having those hostages, and that Hamas is going to stay in power, and that Israel is going to give up at some point, and they're going to resist until Israel gives up. And now they're what if Israel doesn't give up? And it's now you start wondering, what if Israel doesn't give up? Now,
ladies and gentlemen, there are 2-3 things. This Rashida Tlaib, this lady Rashida Tlaib, she has been taking advantage of the freedoms given to her by the American Constitution. And this is what all these Palestinians do, and all these radical Islamist organizations in the West do. All of them without exception. None of these people who say that they support Palestine, none of these radical Islamists dare protest in a Muslim country. I dare them. Forget about the USA. You're supporting Palestinians because they are Muslim. Obviously, there is no other reason why you would support Palestinians. Go and protest in a Muslim country. Why don't you protest in Jordan or in Yemen? Why don't you go and protest in Saudi Arabia or the UAE? You will not.
Okay, so the reason they're protesting is actually because there are a bunch of losers, or people who are not necessarily losers as much as they think of themselves as losers. And this whole concept of merit-based structures are a threat to them, because they are either appropriate losers, like real losers, or they're so insecure that they think of themselves as losers, and therefore this merit-based society is a real threat to their feeling of security and self-worth and everything like that. This is why they're protesting, really.
Because you'll be thrown into prison. This is exactly what Rashida Tlaib does, and this is what exactly the people, who support her in this whole Palestinian ecosystem do. Right? These are the fifth columnists, and let me tell you one thing very, very clearly, especially the Americans who are listening to this. When the time comes, and if America goes to war, right, with the Hamas or with any other country supporting Hamas, maybe even Iran.
For those who don't understand how world politics work, okay, right now what the Houthis are doing in Yemen, they're blocking 8% of global trade, marine trade.
It is Rashida Tlaib and her ilk who will betray America from within. America, you have fifth columnists working inside. You have traitors whom you have foolishly chosen to give in the passport. The first thing Trump should do, right, is figure out where all these people are. Have an inquiry against them.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Have public trials against these people. And Rashida Tlaib needs to go back to Gaza. That is where she belongs. She is a poison spewing.
No. Okay, this is where we disagree. Okay, how about we all you've let her in, and with her influence, you damaged us immensely. Do the dirty job. Finish the job. You had made a mistake. You have to shoot the mistake. Why us?
Snake. And she deserves to be in Gaza. She does not deserve to be in a country like the United States of America. It's a shame. It's a shame on the American system that they have allowed such a snake into their country. Thank you for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, press the like button. Subscribe to our channel.
Awesome.
Don't forget.
Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I have a Buy Me Coffee link below if you guys want to support me. It really, really helps. And share this video. I think I said it already, but see you later.